Hello everybody, glad to be back with the Brother Rue.
Boom.
We have a Zebec update and it is a bombshell discovery from Rue. You want to stick around for that. You're going to want to find out what that's about. On top of that, we have some other key discoveries that we're going to get into. We have this interview that we're going to play in regard to Sam and this other key person that's part of Zebec. Before we get into all the material, this helps benefit both channels, and that is, of course, the DCENT Wallet. Not your keys, not your crypto. Get yourself a significant discount with the links that are provided in the description box on both channels. We're going to play that, and then we're going to jump right back.
If managing your crypto feels like solving a puzzle, it's time to switch to DCENT Wallet. It's just a few taps. You can manage, track, and secure your crypto with unmatched ease. And here's the best part. Grab your DCENT Wallet at a discounted price by using the referral link below. Don't miss out on making your crypto experience smoother and more secure.
Welcome back. So what we have for you guys is this exclusive interview. Yes, it's about 3 years ago, but it's key to understand the history behind this. If you guys watched the other video that Root put out,
It was a real good insight on Sam Thapaliya. Hope I'm saying your name right, Sam. I think it's a good insight on Sam and who he is and his drive. And in fact, I even labeled the video that Sam Thapaliya's drive is insane, and it really is. And in this video, we get to see Zebec when they first launched, and you get to see and hear from Simon Babakhaini, and I think we get to see truly how much of a powerhouse team it is with this video. And let's show the video, and then we'll be right back.
Zebec is a startup that aims to transform the way that money is moved on the blockchain. And with me is Simon Babakhaini and also Sam Thapaliya, who are founders of Zebec. So congratulations. You had a token sale today, which is kind of like an IPO in the crypto world. So it's a big deal. You guys did very well. Coinbase was an investor, Solano. I mean, tell me about that whole process and how the token sale went. Do you want to start, Sam? Go for it.
So we started Zebec like 6 months ago. We have a great set of investors. We did a couple of rounds of fundraising, and our whole idea for token sale was it's not a traditional form of liquidity event that people think of IPO. We think of this as a community generation event where we are able to empower our community, and the people who are using this platform or supporting this platform has some form of ownership in terms of the governance of the protocol, what happens to it, right? How the fees are structured. And that's, we did around $7 million in token sale across various different platforms. And we were very fortunate to have quite a lot of enthusiastic people who are interested in being part of the future of Zebec.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. What does Zebec do that would make all these big investors so interested in the company? You go, Simon.
So Zebec is a continuous streaming platform for payments. Mm-hmm. The problem that we're trying to solve is the biweekly, monthly payroll problem, where employers and payroll companies essentially take custody of workers' hard-earned wages for a period of weeks, and we're bringing that power back to the workers and letting them receive funds in real time for their work and reinvest and do whatever they want with the funds from their wallets.
Interesting. So, because I saw on your website you can get paid by the second, and I thought, and maybe I sound like an old fogey, why do I want to get paid by the second? Like, what is the advantage to that?
Yeah, I think the basic answer of that is time value of money, right? That's like the core thesis of the entire financial world. Someone who is getting paid in biweekly or monthly basis, and you compare that to someone who's getting paid in real time, imagine the yield that you are getting on this real-time basis compared to someone who's getting yield every 2 weeks or once a month, right? If you look over 1 year, 2 year, or if you start looking over the 40-year career of any average working person, the value will be huge difference. And so that's basically what we're doing. And this is going to be really powerful because now once things start to move seamlessly over chains and over wallets, you can start to create very, very complicated, but in the same time very exotic products. Things like yield by second, credit by seconds. Let's say, you work here and they pay you $1 million a month, and instead of receiving $500,000 every 2 weeks, you're getting paid in real time. And once we know that you're getting paid every single second and you're getting paid $1 million a month, we can somehow be able to, at some point, be able to give you uncollateralized loans for up to millions of dollars.
I see.
And these are like very interesting product. This is like, which is the basis of our product.
Right. So, but then an employer likes to hold on to that money because they probably get a little extra interest on it before they pay you. What would be their incentive to transfer?
I say think about the job market right now. How hard is it to retain employees, to attract employees? Now imagine if you're a traditional employer and you're paying someone every month for their work, and a competitor of yours now says that they're going to pay everyone by the second in real time. Where do you think talent is going to flow?
Mm-hmm. Well, and the employees will be the one that will put the pressure on that we want to get paid
Absolutely.
this way. So you think that's where it's going to come? Companies are going to have to transfer.
They'll have to listen to the demands of the workers.
Okay, interesting. So now what? What's next for Zebec? Now that you've had this successful token raise, what do you do?
Yeah, I think the next 6 months is going to be for us to like heads down, build the product and build the community, right? There are a few interesting products that we have lined up that we're going to be releasing in next 3 to 6 months time period, right? And in the same time, we will be focusing really hard on getting our community excited. Either that is for developers to build interesting apps on top of it, or for businesses to implement our product, right? Either that is on an enterprise level or on a much more smaller level as well. And those two are going to be our core tenant.
Yeah. And how did you come up with the idea for this?
Yeah, so I think the interesting thing is, like, I'm from Nepal, right? And in Nepal, like, you're not paid once every week or once every 2 weeks. You're actually paid once a month, right? And I've always thought about that when I was young. Is like, why you work for 30 days and someone pays you like day 31 and no one can really explain you why. Like, wouldn't be great to be paid in real time.
Yeah.
And that problem, like once I came to the States, and this problem started going everywhere, because here the payday lending and all this predatory lending practices are much more complicated than in Nepal. And I started to look into deeper and realized it's impossible to do this in traditional rails, because you cannot be ACHing someone by second. You cannot be doing credit card swipes by second, right? The 2.9% plus 30 cents fees are expensive.
Yeah.
So you realize that we can only do this on top of blockchain. And so that's what we are doing, right? We realize that to be able to transfer the values over blockchain in a continuous manner, that will open the various different aspects of financial freedom and various different aspects of economy, right? So that's why we ended up to develop Zebec, the continuous settlement protocol.
It's very interesting. I worked for a company once where I was paid once a month, and I was always like balancing out, make sure I didn't run out of money, because it's kind of a long time between paychecks. So, in a bigger picture, I mean, you're really kind of giving power to the people and the worker, to be able to maximize their work efforts.
Absolutely, and that's really the entire kind of point behind this Web3 revolution we're going under right now. And I say it's very much akin to how the internet changed the world in the 1990s, right? The technology wasn't there to pay people by the second, really not until the last decade, when the advent of blockchain technology came into the forefront. And particularly in the past years, certain blockchains have made a lot more sense for high-speed, low transaction cost payments. That's exactly what Zebec's built on. So we see the transformation we're going through right now very similar to kind of what the world experienced with the internet in the 90s.
Yeah, okay. It's very exciting to kind of watch this and see, and congratulations on your really great token sale. It's pretty amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we're back, guys. And what really struck me from that video is what type of leader these two guys are. I really think they're kind of holding back a little bit of the information that they have. But I think one of the big takeaways, the first takeaway, is from Simon, right? I think last time, again, the video we referenced in the beginning, we talked about Sam. And definitely go check out that video on my channel. Sam Thapaliya's drive is insane. But now I want to focus a little bit more on Simon, okay? So if we take a look at his LinkedIn here, Max will bring that up. If we scroll up a little bit. Okay, so we see here, we know that he's founder and managing partner of Payroll Growth Partners. Payroll Growth Partners, along with Zebec and along with PayBridge, they're all together with Zebec. And you can see here, this is his company, okay? So if we scroll down a little bit here, we see Bain Capital and we see Bear Street Partners, in which Simon was a merger and acquisitions advisor for Bain Capital. And you scroll down a little bit more. So we see that he's an advisor. He's a merger and acquisition advisor, right? So his whole thing is head of growth for Zebec. Like, this is the perfect guy to grow the company, right? Mergers and acquisitions is what he does, right? And we're not going to show it here, but I saw even like just Googling him that he was like head of his class in Canada for his high school. So guys, been overachieving, you know what I mean? Been a top achiever, right? Whatever he does. So you see here Bain Capital. If we go to the next slide.
Just a quick moment on this. I just want to throw in something. So a while back, Rue and I covered Jim Breyer of Breyer Capital, and we know that Jim Breyer has history with Blackstone, and one of the key highlights of Blackstone was mergers and company acquisitions. It's interesting to see that now you have another person, okay, Simon, obviously, and what does he specialize in? Mergers and acquisitions. Yep. So I just wanted to throw that in there, but you want to go to the next slide?
Yep. And while Max is talking about that, like, it seems like he probably acquired PayBridge. Say that 3 times fast. So he probably acquired PayBridge, which brought on board the payroll expertise for Zebec, right? And also allows them to use things like WageLink, the instant payroll, the streaming payroll that Zebec has, that all of that type of IP. So it seems like Simon's like very, very poised to grow everything. So it's a powerhouse team in that Simon handles the growth and the business portion, and Sam can focus on the tech. Not to say that Sam probably doesn't, have business acumen himself, but, Simon can do that and let Sam focus on the tech part. But here we have Bain Capital Crypto, right? So not to say, like, it's unclear if Simon did work for crypto for Bain Capital, but in this we can see that Bain Capital does have a cryptocurrency portfolio. So perhaps in Simon's work for Bain Capital, he did get to touch the crypto part of the portfolio.
Something I want to give you guys a little taste of is, Rue has mentioned the whole thing of portfolio. There's a key company in regard to their robust portfolio. We're going to expand upon that in the next video. That's going to be a follow-up to this one. We're really going to get into the weeds about a key company. You're seeing just a little bit of that in regards to Anchorage Digital, and we're going to expand on that. I'm telling you flat out, you really want to tune in for that. But this is a real awesome discovery. Again, we're almost getting to that part. Rue's got more about this.
So here's the nice thing we have coming up. And just to let you guys know, we're going to be doing a Twitter Spaces on Zebec coming up here Saturday. So be on the lookout for my Twitter on that. It's going to be me and 3 other guys from the Zebec Crypto Spaces, or from the Zebec community. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to post that on my Twitter. But here we have Anchorage Digital, one of the largest custody providers, and they're going to custody Zebec, okay? To me, that really shows that Zebec is going to have staying power, right? Because an institution is looking to custody this, particularly somebody with the acumen of Anchorage Digital, okay? And if we go over here to the next slide, this is going to be one of the guys who's going to be in the spaces with me, Everett Crypto. Shout out to him. Just want to acknowledge him with this information. So you see zbcn, Anchorage Digital becomes the newest asset service provider for BlackRock. And if we scroll down, this is like boom, right?
Yeah. And the reason why obviously is boom is because, remember, I think one of our first Zebec collaborations, Rue, was BlackRock, Blackstone.
Yeah.
And so we put a lot of emphasis on Blackstone, and we talked about how, originally it was that 50-50 split, and literally Blackstone, that a stone is a rock to a sense. I mean, it's just another way of saying it. Some people are going to get technical. Well, technically, according to this, back in my analysis, in 1496, okay. pump the brakes on that. I understand.
But Stone is not technically
yeah,
rock
right.
agnostic.
Yeah, we're not talking about pet rocks. We're talking about pet stones for crying out loud. Okay, well then call Jamie Dimon on me and turn me in. All right. All right. Let's, as Eminem would say, this snap back to reality, right?
So there we go. Boom.
Yeah. But whatever the case be, I mean, mind blown. I mean, I was so blown away of this finding. Shout out, to once again this guy. Give him his flowers, Everett Crypto, and then Rue. Shout out to you, man, for bringing it, because
boom.
Now we have all we would need is like a trifecta. I mean, we got Blackstone, and you got Black Rock. I almost said Blackrue.
Hey, we do got Blackrue. We do got Blackrue, right?
So we do have a trifecta, right? Blackstone, BlackRock, and Blackrue.
Boom.
We're having a little fun, obviously. It's a shame to have some fun with some stuff, but this is so huge because for me, it's like before with BlackRock, obviously Ondo. We could talk about, till we're blue in the face about their own Biddle, right? So there's Biddle, BlackRock. There's Ondo, BlackRock. Now it's like there's a Zebec connection with both BlackRock and Blackstone. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
So, I mean, we don't have to talk anymore, really, about Blackstone so much. We'll get more into some of the connections. But for me personally, I'm going to expand on this with the whole thing of Anchorage Digital. There's another huge key player. I'll just give you guys a clue. They're in the top 10 of the overall crypto market. And on the next video, hopefully it'll be tomorrow's video for you guys. We'll get really into the weeds about that. But obviously you have a little bit more. And oh, by the way, the date on this, April 8th, 2025, because I'm sure there's at least one Yahoo out there. All Ruin Matt's gonna do is put up some old interview, Tim Draper back in 1975 talking about, his venture capital company, and that's it. Nope. Boom. April 8th. So that's new. Okay. Thank you very much.
So just to understand too, guys, this really connects BlackRock and Blackstone to Zebec. And I think you said Jim Breyer used to work for Blackstone, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah,
and we're again acquisitions and whatnot. So it's like, the birds of the feather, they do flock together. To see this with Simon, come on.
Yep. So then we go on to the next page here. And just to show you, this is Anchorage Digital's website, right? And they do custody some other assets. So if we scroll down here, we can see Maker, some big ones, Chainlink, Bitcoin, Audius, EVMOS, which has through XLR, EVMOS, and XLR, there's a side chain for XRP there. So there's another XRP connection. Cello Dollar, Mantle, and others, right? And then if we go to the next page.
Did you mention Graph? I think Graph was on this list.
Yeah, the Graph is on this, and
USDC,
Uniswap, Maple, cool, Numerary, XLR.
Yeah,
there we go. There's XLR. So a huge list of cryptos here, but just to let you know, if you're looking at this list, Zebec will not show up on that list. You actually have to type them in, and then you will see them.
Correct.
Okay?
And then you do see it right there.
Yep. So then if we go to the next one here, guys, I just want to point out, right, this is Bakkt. This company, I think Donald Trump has been in talks to purchase it. So this is a crypto custody company, and they currently custody Bitcoin, ETH, Dogecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Shiba Inu. So really, really cool for those jokes of a coin, Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, right? That a company actually wants to custody them. Litecoin and USDC. So the point that I want to point out here is that companies are custodying I don't even know if that's a word, custodying crypto like as if they're gold, as if they're silver. So really get the long-term plan with cryptos like this and Zebec. Like these are actual assets that are being laid away and custodied like actual gold and silver. So it's only a matter of time before we see what we see with these, right? Is that the price increases for these because these institutions are already putting them away.
Yeah, and that's, again, the thing I want to expand upon. So, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to show you this last part of what Rue has here. And again, this thing about the buyback update.
So yeah, so ZBCN, and we showed you this last time in the last video, but I just wanted to put it here because it also shows Zebec is buying back their own coin. So not only are institutions custodying these cryptos, they're buying back their own coin a la Ripple XRP. So this shows that this is something, even they believe in their own coin so much so they're pulling it off the market. So this makes me really gaga about ZBCN. Just like XRP, they're following the same path. And another company is custodying it. And this encourages you guys to look at companies, institutional companies that are custodying crypto, like Anchorage, like a Copper, which I know Max has mentioned Copper in the past.
Especially with XDC.
Yep, so look at these cryptos. These might be ones that you want to look at. Okay, if it's important enough for an institution to custody it and put it to the side, then hey, it's important enough for me to do it, right? So I'm really liking what we see here, and be sure to catch the follow-up video, guys.
Absolutely. Do us a favor, if you listen to the entire outline, and simply type this key word into the comments, and that is buyback. And we'll know that you listened to the entire outline. On behalf of myself and the brother Rue,
Boom.
we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.